The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Top of the morning to you, or I guess top of the 11 o'clock to you. Oh man, I can't believe this morning, man. Trailer came out and we're streaming early because of the wait, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? Should we just shift into some Warhammer? I'm seeing some Warhammer in the chat, man. Oh, hang on. I think I just realized something. Oh, god damn it. Camera! Work! Guys, you think we'll be able to do this stream like this today? This is my camera. This is what we're looking at here. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Okay, hang on. What? Hang on. No. Wait. No. Boobity boobity. Shibbity bibbity. Hibbity bibbity bop. Ah. Oh. Fixed it. What up? I figured it out. Also, look, I got the camera on this, or I got the mic on this now, so we don't have to have that crazy arm that's like over here and the mic's like over here, and it's like, you know, I think the audio quality might be a little bit better. Why are you naked? Dude, let me tell you a secret. Everybody's naked underneath their clothes. Yeah. That's what kind of day it's going to be. What is up? And welcome on in. We've got some things on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, where's the trailer? Let's complain about it. I'm pretty sure Jeff Snyder said we get the trailer 100% at 9 a.m. And if it wasn't out at that time, then we're allowed to unsubscribe to his newsletter. So there goes that. We'll complain about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah, man, maybe the trailer will drop soon. Actually, some people are saying it could drop any minute now. Is it out? Did it just drop? Did we manifest it? Is it out? No? Okay, noon. Okay, some people are saying noon in the chat. Okay, so we'll see. Maybe around noon. If it happens, we will, of course, break it on down, okay? But even if that trailer doesn't come out, which, look, I'll be honest with you guys, I think it's coming out. Okay, I think it's coming out. I think it's coming out like not tonight. Because if the whole thing is they want to sell tickets, right? Which some places already have the tickets out. But if they want to sell tickets, they're not going to do it at fucking 10 p.m. at night. Oh, here's the new trailer. Hello, America at 10 p.m. at night on Friday. Here's the new Doomsday trailer. Tickets are now on sale. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's going to be, if it's going to be today and it's going to be to move tickets, then it's happening any fucking minute. Okay? So shut your mouth. We're going to probably talk about it on stream, okay? But the other things that we got to talk about are the X-Men casting. Look, there's a lot of drama, consternation, trepidation, other big fancy words. There's a lot of conflict out there right now with regards to the X-Men casting, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it, dude. Our Discord has been amazing, incredibly toxic. Such a wonderful hive of scum and villainy we have over there in our Discord, you know? And, yeah, it's been amazing to just see how absolutely toxic and, combative everybody is getting about, the X-Men casting. In fact, we have people in the chat. I'm pretty sure, is it Melvin, guys? Somebody spill the beans. Is it Melvin that totally flipped? He was for Odessa. Now he's for Spainy. And he's like really being toxic about it. I don't know. It's been absolutely incredible to watch it, and I do want to address it because, well, we have an opportunity here, and I'm sure Kevin knows this, to completely fuck it up. And it might, imagine we go into a Star Wars-esque scenario, meaning a huge divide in the fandom. The X-Men, of course, amazing, awesome. Probably a big thing that'll get Marvel back on track for real. But with that also comes the possibility that they screw it up. With that comes the possibility that they give us some pretty controversial choices. And then all of a sudden we're in a Star Wars position. Okay? And then all of a sudden we're in a Star Wars sequel trilogy position. And if that divide is not repaired, then you get to the point where Josh doesn't even watch Maul Shadow Lord. You know what I mean? Like, do we want to get there with Marvel? I don't really think so. So we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the divide in the Marvel fandom. Well, the announcement later tonight, break the internet. Chad, I ask you, what do you think? Do you think it'll break the internet? Also, we have a leaked trailer out there that's absolutely incredible for Beyond the Spider-Verse. Holy shit, dude. It's really good. Did you guys watch it? We can't show it on stream. You know, Sony would be all mad and butthurt and copy strike the channel and be all, you know, buttholes about it. Did y'all watch it, though? Yo, it's good, man. It's good. So I want to talk about that a little bit. We're not going to spoil necessarily anything from the trailer, but I'm going to go frame by fucking frame and tell you every goddamn... No, we'll see. We'll see where the wind takes us, like Pocahontas. But I do want to talk about it because it looks dope as hell. It's coming out next year. They have a date on this trailer. I would imagine this trailer is probably going to drop semi-soon. Looks really good, dude. They're going to close this thing out strong. I actually can't believe it. Beyond the Spider-Verse, that trilogy may well go down as the greatest Spider-Man trilogy of all time. I kind of think it will because, look, the Raimi shit is hot, but then Spider-Man 3 is goobly glob, dude. Fuck out of here with Topher Grace Venom. No. Amazing Spider-Man, pretty good, but they don't even get a trilogy before they cancel that shit. Tom Holland, he's doing his thing. This new one is really, really good, but I don't know that you could call it, even if the next two go on to be great, the greatest trilogy of all time, because, being a part of that Marvel canon, you're really just another chapter, and those trilogies don't have the same sort of narrative completeness as what you get with the Spider-Verse movies. So I'm pulling for this third movie. I hope it's incredible, and if it is as good as I think it could be, we might be looking at the greatest Spider-Man trilogy of all time. And I'm saying, like, not just in the realm of animation. I'm just saying in general. I think it's that good. I really like it. So, we'll talk about that. Also, we're going to dip our toe into the the Star Wars of it all. Is the mic a little hot, guys? Let me know. Is the mic a little hot? Let me turn it down a little. Now that I have it so much closer to my face parts, it might be a little hot. Is the mic hot? Chat, should I turn it down? Chat! Adam! Look, man, tonight is not just about Marvel. Unfortunately, Star Wars is going to show its ugly ass self tonight. The reality is we're probably going to get a Starfighter teaser trailer. And my only concern, the only thing that would sort of throw my life off a bit here, is if it's good. What if the Starfighter teaser trailer is good? So, today on stream, it's a lot of like therapy and nerdy discussions of what will happen tonight. Some crazy shit's happening tonight, man. And we're gonna find out how it makes us feel together. Now, regardless of whether or not this Doomsday trailer drops really, really soon or not, we're streaming right now. Obviously, that's what's happening. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. That we're streaming. It's happening right now, okay? But we're also going to be live later tonight, 9:30 p.m., just about my bedtime, okay? Literally, be putting the clay face and the cucumbers on my eyeballs, getting ready for a nice little bedtime around that time. But not tonight. Not tonight, Chad. Tonight I will be live at 9:30 with a cigar hanging out of my mouth and some booze going down my throat. Maybe. We'll see what the mood is like. But either way, we'll be live tonight for the Disney D23 presentation. So come on by tonight. I actually think it's going to be a really, really good stream. I think it's going to be super fun. Again, there'll be some Star Wars stuff. There's going to be a lot of other Disney stuff. It'll be like 2 hours long. But I'll be doing my thing. I'll be filling air. So you don't got to worry about all that lame-ass Disney shit. Papa Josh will be cracking jokes, keep you entertained. We'll be having a good-ass time, and we'll be awaiting the X-Men cast, baby! The X-Men cast, baby! So it's going to be really, really great. Now, on that note, and it's just such an exciting day, and so much exciting stuff is happening that I gotta give you some bad news, and I gotta let you down a little bit, okay? Yeah, lower expectations. Don't worry, Carl. I'm about to lower your expectations right fucking now. No stream tomorrow. I was gonna do another one of these deep dive streams. I really want to do it. We're gonna do it next week. Don't worry. But it's my son's birthday tomorrow. I was trying to figure out how to do the stream and also edit the shit from tonight after the thing, and it's just too much. It's just too much. I'm sorry. No stream tomorrow, but you'll get a video tomorrow, probably breaking down of the trailer, maybe even an X-Men, breakdown video as well. There's just a lot of like editing and video bullshit that I have to do. And I also got to like kind of clean the house for Liam's birthday. I know. I'm going to take all the negative energy about missing the stream and just use my son's birthday to kind of, but honestly, dude, it's going to be a good ass time. I'm excited. Family's coming. He's 4 years old. Can you fucking believe that? Can you believe that? I can't believe this. They say when you have kids, like that time just goes. And my son is literally like, I'm going to be 4 years old for my birthday, and we're making this kind of cake, and I want this kind of gift. And he's like, and I'm like, what happened, dude? Like, what happened, dude? Like, it feels like just yesterday, there wasn't this other human being that was just created that didn't have demands and a crazy appetite and require all sorts of considerations and expenses and things of that nature, right? It's just bizarre. It's really bizarre how it all goes, man. But it is beautiful. It is a gift, 100%. Tomorrow is his day. Dad's going to do a little work in the morning, and then we're going to shower him with gifts and admiration and all that sort of stuff, man. So it's going to be really, really fun. But I do apologize, guys. No stream tomorrow. We'll get back at it next week, man. We'll be deep diving next week. There's a lot of nerd venging to be done. So we shall do it. All right. So, is that trailer out yet? Let me get catch up on some of these super chats. We'll hang out a little bit, and then we'll at least try to do one topic before noon, because a good chance that that trailer actually does drop at noon. If that happens, we're going to pivot big time into the Doomsday trailer, because I'm pretty excited to see this trailer, frankly. I don't know about you guys. All right, first in today, Star Wars Benjamin with a 39-month member chat says, hope you are doing well. Thank you, brother. I'm doing well. A lot going on. I juggled a lot this week. I don't know about you guys. I had a couple wins this week. I had a couple losses this week. And I don't know. It's just tough. Like, I think it's just the way I'm wired or whatever. I tend to focus on the losses a little bit more. So I'm like trying not to like fixate on those as much. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. One of those things. I heard this thing the other day. I've been reading a lot, and I read this thing that I thought was so interesting. It said that there's certain types of people that don't really measure their life from event to event, and instead they actually measure their life from result to result. And that really resonated with me. I feel like that's kind of how I exist. But what that creates is like a really weird time dilation thing, because if it takes way too long to get one of these results, a lot of other things can sort of pass you by, or for other people, they're just living in a moment-to-moment kind of a thing. But yeah, I'm doing good, man. I appreciate it. I just want to do better, you know? Rossi, thank you for the $10. Says, bro, Star Wars fans piss me off. The picture of this awesome snow coat people are posting about from Ahsoka Season 2, it's going to take a lot more than a coat to save the franchise. Star Wars is so sad. Yeah, I saw that. Now, look, I don't exactly know what to make of that Anakin thing, because, so is that, it's an installation at D23, right? Now, are Star Wars fans like coming up to that and like it says like Anakin Skywalker and it's like, oh shit, like this is going to be in Ahsoka Season 2, and people are like putting that together? I didn't really even look too far into it because fuck Star Wars, you know what I mean? But it is a little interesting. It's like, okay, wow, they're really putting that out on Front Street, and people like either don't care at all or they don't understand what it means. Is that kind of what's going on there? Caden says, you see that Doomsday plot leak? It's in the past. Doom Reed are telling us that Doom already won, and we are seeing flashbacks. I didn't actually see that one. Can you send that to me? Send that to me either on the Discord or link me or send that to me on Twitter, man. I would love to take a peek at that. I've been seeing some of the Doomsday leaks. I haven't like dove in head over heel for them. But yeah, that one kind of seems interesting. Let me know about that. Chris says 70 months of solid content. What? Hyped to be here, y'all, with this nerdy shit coming our way. Nerd Avengers for Life. Release the Heather cut. Heather equals strongest Avengers. What? Come on, man. Appreciate you, though. CT Visual says, my name is Doom. Nerd Avengers for Life. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Hang on now. Nick's Tape FC with a 10 spot says, happy birthday to your son. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I will let him know that chat, because he knows about chat, so I'll let him know that chat wished him a happy birthday. Owen Fitzgerald says, does Liam get his first Warhammer tomorrow, and what army is it? He's, you know what, we're gonna try to get him into some of the painting on it, maybe sometime soon, but he's not that interested in Warhammer, unfortunately. It's too late to like give him back to the hospital, they said. So Raji says Liam is 4 and already taller than me. Yeah, he's kind of a giant. He's huge. You know, his sister's a giant too, though. I was just looking at his sister this morning. She was like leaning against this dresser, and I realized that she's like halfway up the TV already, and I'm like, what the hell? These freaking kids, man. Freaking giants. Nick P says, does Marvel announce any new projects tonight? I think they should worry about the X-Men, Doomsday, and maybe Vision Quest. Yeah, well, if they are talking about the X-Men, that's technically a future project, and I do expect some X-Men stuff to happen tonight. We'll get into it a little bit more. You know, we got a topic we'll get into you know, Jeff Snyder filled some things in last night. A lot of people speculating about different things that could be announced. But yeah, I think you're going to get an X-Men thing. I think they'll probably talk Vision Quest. I think they'll talk some Doomsday for sure. But I expect the trailer to drop in the afternoon. I don't think it's going to drop tonight. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Huh? I guess we'll see. Other than that, I don't think they're going to talk new projects. They already announced 2 movies. One completely new. The only thing you might get tonight is if they do this, if they really do show Starfighter for the first time. You know what I mean? And I'm going to watch this shit like this. Like, but let's just say it's lit. Then they might be like, oh, he's also doing Ghost Rider, you know, something like that. So other than that, I don't think they're really going to talk anything new. Griff says, sup, Josh? Hopefully D23 slabs. Feige might want to stiff us on Doomsday and give us the Endgame trailer. Happy birthday, Liam. Is he taking over shorts? Nerd Adventures for life. I don't know what these other ones are, but I appreciate you, brother. You know, I guess I see the point. The Endgame re-release will probably be pretty big, and it does set up some important stuff for Doomsday. Maybe you could do that. But look, the ticket sales, there's too much smoke out there, man. Like the ticket sales, they went live for Regal and AMC yesterday. Seems like that's a little early. Cinemark, I don't think is up yet. That'll probably drop when the actual thing comes out. There was apparently a TV spot somebody saw about tickets now on sale, although I don't even know how real that is. With AI these days, it's pretty crazy. But I guess what I would say is it really does seem like there's going to be some Doomsday focus today, but maybe that leaves room for the Endgame re-release trailer tonight. But it's also a little wild, right? Like they do a Starfighter trailer, Endgame trailer, Doomsday trailer, like all these trailers on one day. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Austin says, Josh, what up? I just had my 10-year anniversary with me and the wife. I just wanted to say I love the streams recently, and I'm so hyped for D23 tonight. Well, thank you, Matt. Happy anniversary. 10 years, bro. That's a big freaking deal, and you should both feel incredible about that. Anybody that's married, that's been married for a while, knows that a marriage can be tough. Marriage is at the same time an absolutely incredible, you know, like foundational, beautiful thing. And it can also be very, very challenging. So to all of the moms and dads that are keeping it together and keeping the family together and, you know, keeping that fire alive, much respect to you. Much respect to you. So that's amazing. And I'm glad you're enjoying the streams, man. I feel good about the streams, but I also just have this hunger for more. Like, I don't even have that second camera set up yet. I don't have the wall paneling done. Like, there's a lot. I'm not satisfied. Grateful. You know, grateful, but not satisfied. But thank you either way. Appreciate it. Jack Murray says, happy D23 Day, Nerd Avengers, and Josh. Excited for the announcement tonight, especially Margarita Limvalali as Emma Frost. What are you guys doing to me here? Can we keep it together? You guys really wanted me to get triggered like that and freak out that? Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Let's keep that shit together today. Come on, chat. Regal finally has tickets on sale soon. Oh, shit. Okay, Regal finally has got them on sale. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I really do think the trailer will probably drop, let's say in a half hour or something like that. Maybe a little bit later, but I do expect it to drop in the afternoon. We'll see. But before we get into all of that, I think maybe what we should first talk about is some X-Men shit, huh? Looks like Jeff Snyder finally figured out that Scarlett Johansson's going to be Poison Ivy. I literally said that the day that rumor came out, and he was like, she's not Poison Ivy, by the way. She's definitely not Poison Ivy. Oh, how the turntables, huh? Oh, how the turntables, chat. All right, let's get into some X-Men shit. Whoa. could be Sinister. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I didn't even see that. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Wow, okay. Dude, there's a lot out there. My God. People just be chiming in. Christopher Abbott, huh? Okay, okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, yeah, he talked about Storm. Okay, I think I got it all right now, guys. All right, sorry about that. That's just more shit than I expected. God damn. Like, some of this I didn't even see. All right, chat. It's the morning of Friday, the 14th. And rumor is later tonight, we're going to get a D23 presentation. X-Men announcements are coming. This has long been rumor. We've been talking about it for weeks, man. You know, Daniel RPK kind of first reported, I think, last Monday that Marvel is trying to lock up these X-Men so that they can make an announcement for D23. The Hollywood Reporter kind of gives that the soft confirm on Friday. Deadline even talked about it. So a lot of folks addressing this whole situation. And you'll recall that earlier this week, we saw some indicators that maybe this wasn't going to happen due to some drama with the gentleman that's apparently going to be cast as Beast Melton. That might have been overblown. He's probably going to be Beast. He'll probably come out on stage. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll get into what other people are saying here in a minute. So this whole freaking thing, man, with the X-Men cast, it's been interesting because, number one, so many people are interested in this. And it really does show that the X-Men have that hype. People really care about the X-Men. You know, we talked about this earlier in the week, but as many people were mentioning, you got Spider-Man in theaters about to cross $2 billion, breaking all kinds of records, unbelievable success. There's an X-Men character there, Jean Grey. And within the weeks of that movie releasing, you're going to have a official X-Men cast announcement, maybe not the complete cast, but certainly a part of that, coming out from Marvel Studios as well. So this hype machine that Marvel has, it's working, it's doing its thing. But I don't even know if Marvel themselves anticipated just how passionate, let's say, the different fans have been with regards to these casting decisions. Man, it really does feel like the fans are kind of eating each other alive. Our Discord has been super active, all kinds of fighting and debating and arguing about who should be which X-Men. This person is terrible. This person looks like a goblin. This person is too short. This person doesn't have the, you know, it's pretty wild, okay? And it might well be the case that Marvel's walking into some kind of minefield here. And I didn't know, I guess I didn't anticipate it getting this ugly, but we're really, you know, all of a sudden at a position where the whole fucking internet cares very deeply about who will be cast in this X-Men movie, who will play the X-Men in Marvel's future. And there's just so much baggage there, you know? There's so much baggage. Phase 4 and 5, you know, gave people shell shock from certain things and certain, you know, perceived agendas. There's people that loved Phase 4 and 5 and can't fucking believe that we're not going to do all of the, you know, super liberal, crazy characters from all new, all different Marvel. And they're holding on hope that they cast, you know, X-Men to be the most wokest X-Men. It's just like you can feel the tension, you can feel everybody's expectation, you can feel how important it is, you can feel all the lingering baggage and all the drama, and I'm just like, damn, like we really are kind of walking into a minefield here, and I love it. I can't wait. Tonight, we're going to be streaming as the announcement's coming out, and I expect half of chat to be absolutely furious about some of the casting choices. I expect half of chat to be really excited. And man, we're heading into a scenario here where you're going to have just a lot of conflict. However, I do think most people have actually come around to Sadie Sink, which is pretty interesting because, you know, there's some debate out there on like whether or not she killed that guy, whether or not she's like redeemable. All these like things I think are, they're frankly silly arguments. It's way more important if she's interesting and if people buy her as the character. And I think the discussions people are having about her as Jean Grey are so interesting because we've sort of leapfrogged over like, is she Jean? Everybody accepts her as Jean, And I think there's almost like this weird thing that happened where people just really see her as Jean. The movie did its job in that respect. And that's kind of fascinating. I bring that up too to remind you that even if you don't love some of the casting choices that are going to happen, let them cook. Wait till you see it on screen, because even I was pretty skeptic of Sadie's ability to maybe be Jean. I thought she was really good for the brand, and I thought she's a really brilliant actress. But I didn't even necessarily see her as much as Jean, and she really sold me on it in the movie. So, just kind of want to put that out there too. But let's go over some of the latest updates from reliable insiders. So I wanted to bring this one up first. Not part of the current casting for D23, but who knows in the future. Talking about Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, Angel, or Iceman. Now, that's really interesting. Now, we already heard that Jubilee wasn't a part of this. There's basically never been any rumors about Kitty Pryde other than when Jeff was first spoiling stuff when Marvel ruined his Doctor Doom scoop 2 years ago in the summer. And he actually did name somebody like Butterfield or something like that for Kitty Pryde. But since then, we have heard nothing. Angel is interesting because there have been some people suggesting that certain characters, or certain actors rather, could be Angel. And then there's been a lot of fan casting of Iceman as well. And according to Caleb, none of those characters are going to be announced tonight, which would suggest that they're either not in the core X-Men team, or they're not as important as other members of the core X-Men team, right? And I just got to say, I think this is okay. Jubilee, not that interesting. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, not that interesting. Kitty Pryde is actually interesting. But, we've seen Kitty Pryde before. If you really want to completely branch out and do something new, you don't necessarily need Kitty Pryde. I think Angel's really cool, but you've seen Angel before too. Iceman's cool, Bobby's cool, but we've seen Bobby. I mean, the Fox X-Men movies, there's a lot of Iceman, dude. And there's a rivalry, love triangle thing. They do a lot with Bobby already, okay? So I'm actually open to these characters not really being in the fold. I think the characters that we strongly feel will be in this thing are your Rogue, your Jean Grey, your Cyclops, and it seems like Beast. That's the other big rumor, is this Beast rumor. And maybe that's just your core group. It could actually be the case that Marvel wants some of these other characters to be in this lineup, but they really feel that core team is what's most important. And, we are hearing some things about Storm, which I'll get into in just a minute here. And it's possible Storm will be in this movie, but a lot of the rumors and the leakers seem to suggest that she'll be in Black Panther 3, right? So I do wonder what you guys think about that, with that Caleb Williams thing there. Okay, this is another thing that Caleb Williams recently said. As of last week, he was the front runner, and he is talking about what's this homie's name? I forget this guy's name. I got him on the thumbnail, and I'm really not that familiar with this guy. In fact, I have a lot of trouble seeing him as Charles. Christopher Abbott is his name. I have a lot of trouble seeing him as Charles simply because he's got hair, And not only does he have hair, I don't know that we've ever seen him in anything where he was bald, right? So I don't know. Let's stop for a second here, guys. What do you make of this this guy here, chat? Has he been in anything that's really popular? Should I watch anything that he's in? I really don't know what to think about Chris Abbott. Good research, thanks. AI him as bald? I guess I could do that, yeah. He's a good actor? Great casting, you think? I mean, he's got eyebrows that look good for it. Don't be a Harris. I'm just saying, look, it's just tough for me to. I've never seen him bald, brother. He does kind of look like Bad Bunny, doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, look, they've obviously put a lot of time and energy into this casting. And if they think that Abbott is the guy and he's, you know, then it could have something to do with the chemistry he has with some of the other cast members. How old is Christopher Abbott? Because he's also not a very elderly Professor X either, right? And I wonder if that kind of affects the calculus here, because it does seem like they're going pretty young with the X-Men, even Storm, which kind of surprises me. He's 36. Okay. I mean, I suppose you could play an older individual, right? A lot of questions here. A lot of questions when it comes to this. But that is apparently the guy. Look, I like the Skarsgård choice, but also Skarsgård was a little bit intense. Like he seems he's 40, not 36. Okay, yeah, I mean that's even better. You know, honestly I'd love if he was 50. You know, yeah. I would have liked Skarsgård. I think Skarsgård might have been a little bit too intense and also just a little bit too villainous looking, maybe. If you want a dude to play Charles for the next 20 years, you got to get a 40-year-old. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair, but we have octogenarians playing, him in the next big Marvel movie. But I understand what you're saying. You know, you want somebody in their prime, right, Adam? Yeah, I guess that's fair. Ewan McGregor, Professor X, and Hayden Christensen as Magneto. I like that, actually. Xavier is a villain. Yeah, he certainly has some villainous aspects. I wonder if they'll tap into those at all in this new X-Men saga, because all the other versions of Xavier have not really tapped into that. I mean, I guess a little bit with McAvoy when he goes off the rails in Days of Future Past, but even that's like considered a departure that is corrected, right? I'm more about like Professor X being a little sneaky snake and doing some nefarious shit. You know, I think that could be really, really cool. But yeah, so this is interesting. It's not the choice we were talking about for the past couple of weeks. And yeah, I mean, I do think that's potentially something that people might get fired up about. I've seen a lot of people be positive on this. You know, I've seen a lot of people be positive about this, but yeah, kind of hard to say. I mean, I guess him, Kit Connors, Sadie Sink, I could kind of see it. Man, they're really going young, huh? They're really, really going young. Let's talk about Storm. Let's talk about Storm a little bit. Now, this whole thing with Storm has been pretty freaking crazy, okay? And a lot of folks were terrified of the possibility of Cynthia or Vino being Storm. I was one of them. That's a terrifying prospect. And apparently yesterday, that Blue Minutes account was teasing that she was in the final negotiations to play Storm. You never know. It seems like maybe that had just been a troll. Maybe it had just been something to get people like me triggered and whatnot. But that was actually technically reported out there. There was also a lot of people pulling for Jamie Lawson, including myself. I think she's a total babe. There was a little viral clip that went out where she was asked about Storm and whatnot. And then we have this pick here, something from Jeff Snyder. Susie Bemba is reportedly in the running for the role of Storm in the X-Men film. This is coming from Jeff Snyder. He did put this out yesterday. So this pick has been interesting to watch how people react to as well. A lot of the Jamie Lawson fans are going crazy, and they're like, hell nah. Like they just had their heart set completely on Lawson, and they just thought she would be a perfect Storm, and they don't like this. I've also seen people say that Susie, just like Cynthia, does not actually have the, I guess more exotic beauty, the sort of, I don't know, stereotypical beauty, whatever you want to call it. And look, I think Lawson is a very unique in her beauty, of course, but I actually think Susie is a good-looking gal. She just, look, I'll just say it the way that I perceive this. there's just something, she feels like a little too young in the same way that Sadie's a little bit too young. Like when I first saw Sadie, it's like hard for me to imagine her as being Jean, because frankly, Jean is a babe. And I just saw Sadie a little bit too much as like the Stranger Things gal, and she just didn't look like she grew into her body, so to speak. But I will say in the film, she totally sold me on it. And also, of course, she's literally growing. You know, she's in her early 20s. She's literally growing and she's maturing into her body. Dude, I thought she looked really beautiful on the red carpet for the premiere. And so similar to like Susie, I think Susie's like a good looking gal. She's not as knockout gorgeous as I think Lawson, but she's nowhere near where Cynthia is at, in my opinion, which is just like not close to what I would need for Storm. You know what I'm saying? So I think Susie actually would be a good choice. If they picked her for a reason. She probably has some kind of like spice or energy with the lines and the delivery, and maybe she's able to tap into something that they were just like blown away by. If Coogler's really involved in that, then you got to respect that choice and that voice being in the room as well. I also think that, again, just like Sadie, like maybe maturing into it a little bit, maybe getting some of like the white eyes and the hair and like the suit. Like I could see her as Storm in a way that I could not see Cynthia as Storm. But this has also, I think, essentially opened up a can of worms, because a lot of people are like, hell no. And it's just like, damn, dude, it really shows people really care about these casting decisions. And again, we are maybe entering an area here where fans might lose their freaking minds, dude. And I'm really interested to see what happens tonight. One other thing that kind of just popped off, which is pretty interesting, and I got to try to refresh this. I don't know why it's not finding this tweet here. But according to Demet, it's possible that Adam Driver is actually playing Mr. Sinister. Okay? And I'm a little, oh, the tweet, she deleted the tweet apparently. Okay, so that's why I can't find the tweet. Maybe she walked it back then. Maybe she walked it back. Okay, point is, Adam Driver definitely been somewhat of a controversial casting choice. We're trying to figure out who Adam Driver even is in this freaking movie. You know, at first he was going to be Magneto. I loved that shit. Then there was talk that he was going to be Mr. Sinister. Apparently that wasn't true. Then there was William Stryker, which I thought would have been a waste. Then there's the idea of Sebastian Shaw coming out from The Hollywood Reporter and Aaron Couch. I think that would be really, really cool. And Demet did say maybe it is Sinister as well. Now, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what chat thinks, and whether or not the fandom is going to lose their freaking mind, whether or not we're walking into a minefield here, who you like for the different roles. But I would also tell you that I think this casting, I think a lot of people were way off, because I think Marvel is actually getting a little bit better at covering their tracks. And just like the Sadie Sink thing, it's almost like they're putting out some fake information. They're putting out some things that could be misinterpreted. I kind of low-key think they were confirming casts through regular channels in the studio and then just being like, nope, that's actually not a thing anymore. And therefore really throwing people off the scent because they were getting word from sources that it was confirmed internally in the studio, right? So that's good. I love that. Keep working that magic. Keep trying to throw us off the scent. At the end of the day, though, I do think we have a pretty good look here. Kit Connors was spoiled. You know, Samara Weaving was spoiled. Adam Driver's in this thing, but we're not really sure. Christopher Abbott is very likely to be our Magneto. The Rogue thing is interesting. Of course, it's a tight race between Odessa and Kaylee Spaney. I really like Odessa. I think she's beautiful. Some people in our Discord think she's a worse choice for Rogue than Cynthia or Vino is for Storm, and they've been very mean about it, which made me think maybe I should be less mean about Cynthia, because I actually like Odessa, and it's a teaching moment, but then I ignored that, and I still think that Cynthia's not right for Storm because she looks terrible. Anyway, chat, what do you guys think of this X-Men casting? The main question is, are you all losing your minds? Are you guys all fired up? Can you not stand that this person's going to get the role? You can't stand that this person's going to get the role? Are we about to, is it World War VII? Is this the Battle of the Nerds? Will blood be spilled in the streets tonight? Like when the Philadelphia sports team wins a championship and ironically the city tears itself apart? What are we looking at tonight, man? What are we looking at tonight, chat? Let me know. Mind lost. Oh, no. I'm hard. Yeah, I'm hard. Wait, what? Heather for Storm. What? I hope X-Men doesn't suffer from what F4 suffered from, where we waited so long, they played it safe and ultimately won't be big and successful. Yeah, that's fair, man. That's fair. But luckily, Pedro cannot be Professor Xavier. Josh is offered, can you play Storm, please? You know I could play Storm, baby! You know I could! Wait, no, I couldn't. Shit. I could do Beast, though. I could do Beast! Sorry, I just have such delusional self-belief that I was like, of course I can. And then I thought about my gender and race, you know? Crazy. I hope Adam Driver pees sitting down in the movie. What the fuck? Oh, you're a John Roca clone. Okay, now it makes a little more sense. What is wrong with you? I hope you're so happy that I read that and that I saw your name. Best day ever for you, I guess. Fucking A. Odessa is pretty easy on the eyes. I think so. I think she's a very attractive young lady. People in chat, people in our Discord were saying horrible things about her. And I wanted to defend her honor. But mostly just because I find her attractive, you know? Rick Taylor says, Anthony Starr as Magneto, Robert Pattinson as X. I could see it, actually. Yeah, I could see it. I'd love to see you in a Storm outfit. Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah, I bet you would. You know, I dressed up as Rey one time from Star Wars. Chat paid me a bunch of money, and then I dressed up as Rey. And then everybody wants me to actually be Rey now because of how hot it was. It was, honestly, I wanted to fuck myself. You know? Like, you see yourself when you're streaming. You can see yourself as you do it. And I was just like, God damn, back that ass up. But then I knew it was me, and it got a little weird. Like it is now. Anyway, back to the X-Men. P.O. Box win? Soon. Soon, we'll do it. Super weird. Sorry. I'm sorry. Kendall, not gonna lie, you weren't fuckable. Ah, shit. Odessa makes a better Polaris. Actually, she'd be good as Polaris. Yeah, she'd be good as Polaris. I just think, look, I'll just be honest. I think she's like the perfect rogue, man. Like, yeah, man. Yeah. I really do. I really do. I think she's a good looking girl. Don't tell anybody else that. I won't. I definitely won't tell it to hundreds of people live. Ray sucks, indeed. The nose rings are gross. What are you talking about? I go for the nose rings. I think it's a good look. You are right, Josh. You are bad at fan casting. That's true, actually. Buffer Overrun says, could Wolverine and Deadpool be from Future 616 when Peter's mutant technology killed off all the mutants? Okay, that's kind of an interesting question. I tend to think of it more as there are things that need to happen, like the canon event thing from the Spider-Verse movies, or you could think of it as, what's the other example? The fixed moment in time, I think, from the What If show. So I think there are things that just have to happen. And I think instead of thinking that Spider-Man in that other universe created the inhibitor chips, it's more like the inhibitor chip always needs to be created. And the sort of vessels or the way by which that happens could probably change depending on what the universe has available to it, right? Hope that makes sense. But it's like, yeah, Peter created that. Look, time travel always gets created. In the sacred timeline, time travel is created by Tony Stark. But really, what does that mean? It just means that Tony Stark figured a thing out that was there to be figured out, right? So it's almost like discovering a musical note or flipping on a radio dial for the first time, and then there's a signal, and you're like, yo, oh my God, what is this? You're discovering something that was always there, that was always going to happen. So I just think that it's like, in our universe, Peter was the one that created it, and he will probably suffer some consequences for that, for sure. For sure. Ader Chase says, today is OG Storms and my birthday. Can Ozempic Joe sing us a happy birthday song? Love this community and can't wait till 12/18 Nerd Adventures for Life. Yeah, it's gonna be juicy, man. It's gonna be juicy. I don't want to do an Ozempic Joe song though. You know, Ozempic Joe, take us home. It's like disrespectful, you know. For all we know, he got on the treadmill, started eating really healthy. We fucking can't, but of course he didn't do that shit. What's happening on the stream today? What is this energy? You know, I got to tell you guys, a lot of people out there would say that I have a ridiculous stream, and that the content of the stream, the topics, the takes, all of it is so ridiculous. Okay? But the truth is, it's your fault. Okay? You're chaos. All the shit, you guys bring this energy into the jail. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this? So you're pushing me, you're pulling me, you're twisting me up, you're spinning me around. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record player. I just feel like I need to say that so that you guys realize it is your fault. Darian Thompson says, will U.S. politics prevent accurate X-Men stories? I don't think so. No, I mean, look, here's the thing. The idea of whether or not the X-Men should tackle things that are relevant to modern political whatever is an easy answer. The answer is no. So all of the people that are like, yes, you shove them away. You know, I would buy their face, just grab their face or whatever, just shove them away. The answer is no. And not even because it couldn't work, but because there's too much risk. You know, we live in a gilded age. Look at all the fucking, that's the last thing motherfuckers need. Okay? The allegories will be there. You don't have to force the hand. You don't have to be heavy-handed. The allegories will be there because that is core to the X-Men. So that's the answer. The real thing that the Marvel X-Men reboot has to really grapple with is whether or not they're going to have Magneto be a Holocaust survivor. That's the biggest question. The question isn't even about, it's actually the past. It's not about modern politics. It's about the past. What the fuck are they going to do with Magneto? Maybe that's why Magneto might not even be in this movie. Maybe they want to sort of avoid Magneto for that particular reason. But what they do with Magneto, I think, is so much more important and will really define what the new X-Men is in a way that whether or not they get sort of on the nose in the modern political era and shit, does not matter as much. I don't know. You might disagree with that. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. All right, let me catch up on a couple of these chats here, and then we'll get ready for this trailer, which should drop any freaking moment. Heather with a southern accent equals strongest rogue. My God. Whoever they cast to be Storm better be yelling sermons to the sky like the Sisters of Battle. It's one of the most badass aspects of Storm in 97. Yeah, I still have not caught up to X-Men 97. And actually, I'm hearing a lot of negative things. And I did see Rogue with the celestial stuff, and I'm like, Jesus. I don't think Bo would have wrote that shit. So I don't know, man. I stopped watching X-Men 97 after episode 4 when it was still good. And I'm a little nervous to get back into it because I hear it's kind of ass now. But I like the Warhammer reference. Sisters of Battle. Let's go. Baby Bird says, heading to New Hampshire with the family, like 20 of us. We got a mansion Airbnb, prepping and decompressing and prepping with your lovely voice. Much love. Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate you saying that, and I hope it goes well. This sounds like a movie. This sounds like a sitcom. This sounds like the beginning of a Rian Johnson film. You know? I hope you have a good time. Family is such an interesting, fun thing. And when you are forced to be around them for a long time, you really understand that. Molly Gordon as Rogue. I don't know who that is, man. I don't know who that is. All right, chat. The clock is ticking. And my Peter is tingling. So let's wait just a little bit. Stop yapping and go to the Marvel stream. What Marvel stream? What the hell are you talking about, man? Marvel stream? Huh? There's a Marvel stream? Marvel stream. We're just going to type that in. No, just type Marvel in and see. There's an official trailer from 3 weeks ago. There's a stream on Marvel Entertainment? What? Oh my God, there is. 2 days ago, Captain America vs. Red Skull fight. Ooh, okay, that's kind of interesting. What is this? Oh, this is the countdown. You think they'll show it here first on the countdown? I guess it's possible, but last time they did this, there was like a little red part where there's like an actual countdown. We'll watch this for a little bit, but I'm not sure this will be anything, guys. Because like last time, there was a legit... Let's just see. I do like this music, though. Maybe they'll do like a minute countdown bullshit thing. Nah, nothing so far. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's not coming out right now. They changed the background pic? Ooh, they did. Look at that Doom, though. Look at that Doom, though. I don't know. 20 seconds. I don't know what to believe. Five. Oh, the music stopped. Uh-oh, what the hell? Wait, what? Could it be real? No, it's just ticking. What the hell? New X post? Additional tickets are on sale? Get yours now? A poster? What? What the what? I don't believe it. Yeah, they tweeted. We got a tweet. Like the most important movie of all time with the most expensive marketing campaign, the most involved marketing campaign that we've ever seen. And they got a poster coming up. Get that ticking off. Boo, boo. boo hiss. Ah, boo hiss. Ah! It's all your fault, Josh? Yeah, probably. They probably saw how happy I was. They were like, we can't have him be happy. He ruined the Jean Grey thing. Hey, by the way, chat. Is Sadie Sink doing any of these photo op things at any of these cons? Because I had a really funny idea where I would just hold up a sign that says, she knows I spoiled it. And I'd pay like hundreds of dollars to get in line to hold up that photo. And then have her be like, have like an angry face. I think it would be funny. All right, anyway, should we talk about Beyond the Spider-Verse, the leaked trailer? Maybe that's what we'll do. Trailer is out? What? Don't say that. You don't say that, Connor. Did anyone tell Josh how good he was in the new season of Reacher? I don't know what that means. I did watch an episode of Reacher, though. It's fucking good, dude. This shit's a banger. Josh, go read the plot leak and talk about it. Check Discord. Okay, fine. Maybe I will. But not right now. Not yet. Not yet. Sony stay getting leaked. Yeah, they do have some leakage. They do have some leakage over there. Look, you guys are all mad about the trailer, okay? But I pre-recorded a trailer breakdown video because I've already seen the trailer from San Diego Comic-Con, and it brings up certain aspects of the trailer that I haven't like dove deeply on. So I spent a large portion of yesterday writing that video, shooting that video, editing that video. I sent that to my editor who has it right now, that basically probably since 9 a.m. has been like, where fucking trailer at? You know, because I told him the trailer would drop at 9 and he could start editing the video right then and there. So you think you're upset about no trailer? I spent a lot of time yesterday preparing for the fucking trailer. I spent So yeah, I'm a little butthurt about it too. They're playing it. Look back. Don't you do this. Don't you put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I just looked back. There's nothing there. I just looked back. There's nothing. Dr. Doom with his fucking hand up like this. Amazing. They put the audio in? There's audio? What the hell's happening right now? I just shut the window. The audio? Sue speaking. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, chat. Same dialogue was said at SDCC. Okay. Okay. Huh. I didn't hear anything. It's fake. Yeah, you guys are all fake. Bunch of BSers. Not a fan of leaks of unfinished, not fully rendered footage, says Chris Miller, talking about the leaked Sony thing. Let's pull this up on screen, and then let's break down the new leak trailer that he's really mad about. So, listen, Linda, another leak. Another Marvel leak has hit the land. I'd like to show you this tweet here that Christopher Miller tweeted out that Cryptic HD Quality retweeted. It says, not a fan of leaks of unfinished, not fully rendered footage. Well, that's okay, Chris, because I'm a big fan of that shit. And what he's talking about is the leaked trailer for the third installment of the Across the Spider-Verse movie. It's all over the internet. I saw different posts of it with over 6,000 likes. It's 4 minutes plus. And it is an absolutely incredible trailer. I can't show you the trailer because Chris Miller will get all butthurt about it, but it's real and it's fucking awesome. So I wanted to explain what is in this trailer, talk about why it's so good. It basically begins with an extension of the scene from the end of that last movie, where, of course, Miles is in a different universe. He's glitching, and he's introduced to himself as the Prowler. Okay, so in this universe, he's Prowler, but we don't get a lot of information in the movie after that. Okay? This scene in the new trailer, which I really think it's pretty brilliant, the new trailer that leaked out, you have an extension of that scene. They're talking, first of all, there's a conversation about the accents. Miles can't even say Morales the right way, according to the other Miles. He's trying to explain to him that he's like a hero, that his dad's going to die in 2 days. They're like toying with him. They're talking about how ridiculous that sounds. They're talking about how ridiculous it is that there's even a concept of a superhero. And then Miles kind of like does that classic line, which is in the very first Spider-Verse movie, where Peter B. Parker is like, don't look at the mouth or watch the hands, and he unties himself. Miles pulls something like that off and uses his electric powers to fight against his uncle and himself as Prowler in this other universe. And I'm not doing it justice at all. The scene's incredible. You can really just tell that they've taken their time. The writing seems to be on point. The performances are on point. Everything that you'd expect from this team and what they've done with the other projects. We do get shots of other conflicts, things that are happening, how the Miles character is going to have to not only fight against Prowler and escape this universe, but essentially fight against Miguel and all of the other characters that are working for the Spider-Verse, because, of course, they're all saying that you need to have a canon event. His father has to die. That canon event has to happen, or that universe will be destroyed. And the action looks absolutely incredible. Now, according to Chris Miller, it's not fully rendered yet, and it already looks really cool to me, man. So the teaser also spoils the date, which I think they say as February of next year. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to watch the trailer back to be sure. But it does seem like the thing's finally going to release next year. And if this trailer is leaking this way, then it means it's being polished for some kind of an announcement for them to put it in front of some kind of movie probably soon. Now, the reason this is pretty crazy, of course, is because we have not heard a lot about this movie. This movie was delayed for a long, long time, and it basically didn't carry the momentum from that second movie much at all. There were a lot of rumors that things had gone badly. They had to rework the story. Jeff Snyder reported on this a little bit, and it does seem like they did have to shuffle and adjust. Lord and Miller are also big names in the space, and also I think probably in the name of protecting their own brand, would not just let Sony or any people over at Sony Animation just kind of cut corners, get this thing out there and put it out as slop, which is good. July 18th, maybe? Okay, that seems good. Yeah, there's stuff in there with Spot. He just, there's a continuation of a lot of the things you've seen before. You see Gwen, you see Miguel, you see all of these different things. So, look, this trailer blew me away. Even in just its leaked form. And I really do believe that this trilogy, this Spider-Verse trilogy, if it closes out itself well, could be the greatest Spider-Man trilogy ever. It's the greatest Spider-Man trilogy of movies. And I think it's going to do an incredible job of setting up Miles Morales for the MCU, potential Sony Marvel relationships into the future, which we've heard a lot about. And we keep hearing that Sony can't make these movies outside of the Marvel stuff anymore. They're not doing the Mobius thing. They're not doing all that. Well, I think some Miles Morales Spider-Man movies would really help that whole thing out. Tom Holland has suggested that he really wants to pass the baton to Miles Morales. Miles is, unlike a lot of these other, characters that were the baton passing characters, Miles, I think, has some serious gusto. First of all, he's not a part of All New, All Different Marvel. Sarah Pichelli and Bendis create Miles like way before that wave. So I think he kind of avoids being connected to all that sort of shit. It was unfortunate that he was as connected to the Champions as he was, because I really think that was a lot of goobly glob stuff. And Miles is so much better in those very early Ultimate runs, and even in Spider-Verse and things of that nature. What they did in these movies is take that to a whole new level. A lot of that first movie it really takes that Pichelli stuff. It takes that stuff with Bendis and elevates it, adds in the Spider-Verse elements. It all comes together really, really well. So I think Miles has a real chance to be a fan favorite character that people will actually fucks with, that could actually take over for Peter Parker in the next 5 to 10 years and have a long stint in live action, and potentially even getting the level of appreciation that we are giving Peter Parker currently with like the Destined Spider-Man. I know some people are like, you don't need to replace Peter or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I totally get that, but Miles is cool. Like, Miles is a cool character, and I would like to see that character in live action doing his thing. So as we move forward, we're thinking a lot about X-Men. We're thinking a lot about Secret Wars. We're thinking a lot about what the next 5 to 10 years of Marvel could look like. While that's being cooked, we're also closing out the final chapter of one of the greatest comic book movie trilogies ever. And I think there's a lot on the line and a lot to be decided with this third entry. But I want to bring this up because that trailer is legit. It's really cool. And of course, people at Sony are upset that it didn't come out in the regular way or whatnot, but we don't fucking care, because we love the leaks and the rumors over here. We try to get our grubby little hands on every little piece of studio information that we possibly can. Don't hold it against us, Lord and Miller. We're going to be the people that show up first day for your shit anyways. Fucking buttholes. Let us have fun. And I had a lot of fun watching this leaked trailer. Chat, what did you think? Did you see the leaked trailer for Beyond the Spider-Verse? Are you excited for this third movie? And also, what do you think about Miles Morales coming into live action? I think that could be cool. I think that could work really, really well. And I think that these animated movies have really elevated his cachet in that respect. What do you think? Ross says, what if writers ruined Bo's vision for X-Men Season 2? It does seem that way. For sure. I actually have not spoken to Bo recently. I am probably going to speak to Bo semi-soon. And I will get the full details from him, like, about that. But honestly, like, some of that shit I can't even say. And, look, obviously he will feel how he feels about it. And, I always just try to report it the way that I feel about it, right? So, yeah, even if they change just like one little thing, like, wouldn't Bo be upset about that? Like, yeah, I would say so. Maybe that's not the biggest deal. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's not the biggest deal in the world. But in this regard, I want to watch the rest of the season, and then maybe I'll have a conversation with him about it. Josh is feeling himself? No. I mean, like, yes, because I'm literally always feeling myself. But no, it's not a flex or anything. Get him on stream. That gets into some weird territory. He might not even want to do that. I don't know if I'm comfortable with doing that. It's just like, it's a complicated situation. But I will tell you this: I have spoken to Bo. I think he's generally a good guy. I don't know the full details of everything that happened with him and his, firing and that whole experience. But I know for sure that I've had good interactions with him. And I also know he's a fucking incredible writer. He's an incredible creative. And what he gave us with X-Men 97 will forever be cherished. And the season without him, the next season without him, was always going to be a big question mark. And I think that question mark remains. I think for many people, maybe that question was answered. And the answer is, this shit is not as good as what he did, So, is what it is. Sue on the clock says, Victor was always the smartest guy in every room. He used to be different. Well, that's from the trailer. Why are they doing this to us? Why are they putting that out there? That Wolverine episode was the best episode of Fire? it was answered, and it was not approved. Oh, no. Off topic, what are your thoughts on Gwenpool? As someone that's not a super big Deadpool fan, I can't really like get down with that character. Gwen herself as Ghost Spider, that was her original name. It wasn't Spider Gwen, it was fucking Ghost Spider. That whole thing at the edge of Spider-Verse was actually pretty cool. So yeah, but Gwenpool, little too Deadpool for me. Little too Deadpool for me. It was the countdown, 4 minutes past the hour. Oh, what? New poster on IG? We got some new posters? Well, hang on now. We're not done with this segment about it. The final movie in the Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse so good. Come on, man. Don't you guys know? Spider-Verse is great. That trilogy's going to be epic. The leaked trailer was awesome. Did y'all go out and watch that leaked trailer yet? Come on, man. Get out there. What's been happening? I'm so confused. Me too, brother. I presume Spider-Gwen gets introduced with Miles in live action. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I guess. Spider-Verse is okay? Dude, what? Louis the Jedi? Oh, a Star Wars fan. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, a Star Wars fan. Yeah, I get it. Okay? Your shit sucks now. Lost the sauce. The magic's gone. It's goobly glob, copy pasta bullshit. I get it. And that leaves a hole in your heart. But just because your shit got fucked doesn't mean we're not getting cool stuff. You know, y'all had a chance with Lord and Miller. Yeah. 2 weeks left of principal photography. Kathleen, horrible ass, Wicked Witch of the West, eldritch horror from multi-dimensional timelines of darkness. Kathleen Kennedy fires him with 2 weeks left of principal photography and cites to the Hollywood trades that she didn't like how they folded their socks. Okay? You had your chance. And just because they went on to absolutely fucking cook with Spider-Man, not just in the animated, but then also with producing the show with Nicolas Cage, which is total fire, and they made Project Hail Mary, which I didn't watch. Like, I'm kind of over movies, but apparently a lot of people liked it. You don't gotta be so grumpy. Spider-Verse is not just okay. It's incredible. Or as Miles Morales would say, increíble. Actually, Gwenpool is a completely different character, not related to Gwen Stacy. She just also called Gwen. Really? That seems like a lot. Project Hail Mary is amazing. See, there you go. There you go. There you go, Star Wars fan. Josh doesn't like movies and comics, but has a comic book movie channel. Wait, what? That is kind of wild. Doom suit on Eric Voss's page. All right, let's get out of this segment. Let's check that shit out. Where's the Doom suit? Eric Voss. Everybody's talking about Eric Voss. Did he start an OnlyFans? What the hell is this bullshit, man? What the hell is this bullshit with this lame ass doctor? There's some fucking bullshit here. All right, we got a new Doctor Doom suit. It's terrible. What is this? Get it out of my face. Horrible. This better not be the suit for the movie. Better not be. It's terrible. So bad. Cancel the movie. Cancel the movie. No, but let's talk about this a little bit. So, like, what is this exactly? This looks to be some googly ass, terrible version that's whack as fuck of Doctor Doom. Okay, now listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. There might be multiple suits here. And in fact, this is probably the suit, as I think Eric is mentioning. Yeah. It's probably this suit right here. And I've explained this before. I actually put a huge section of this into my trailer breakdown video, which is currently being edited, but we're waiting for the actual trailer to break down. I know it's really weird, but like time travel and stuff. All right, so should I explain this to you guys? So this is either one of Doom's acolytes, could absolutely just be a variant of Doom, or one of his sorcerers, okay? Or this is Victor Von Doom from before the accident. Okay, let me explain what that means, because I actually made like a sort of cryptic little tease about this the other day, and I don't think people totally get what I'm talking about here. Okay, I don't think people totally gets what I'm talking about here. So, listen, this is proof that there are different masks. We have this mask here, which has the like things on the cheekbones, the rivets at the top. This mask looks a little bit more like this one, does it not? With the riveting. I don't know. I guess that could technically be the same mask. I'm not really sure. But regardless, what is this scene exactly at the end of the Fantastic Four? One of the things that really makes you know that this is not the Fantastic Four from our universe is this shot right here. Now, this was a promotional video shot in the Baxter Building, and it was actually when the Baxter Building was like for sale. They did like some goofy ass promo for this thing in like 2023 or 2024, I forget. Maybe it was 2024. And regardless, this is just a good example of how the couches and the part of the tower there has blue seats. Okay, so blue seats in the Baxter Building in 828, orange seats and orange stairs in the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four. So what this suggests is that at the end of the Fantastic Four movie, in that post-credit scene, that is Victor Von Doom in a universe where he is essentially the Reed Richards of that universe. He is married to Sue Storm. This is his child, which is why he comes up to Franklin and takes his mask off and stands in front of him. Okay? And from what we understand, and I break this down in more detail in the trailer breakdown, but from what we understand, Victor Von Doom has a history with Sue Storm and Reed Richards in the 828 universe. But at some point, he leaves that universe, okay? I would argue he leaves that universe probably like out of college, okay? And I'm actually starting to get a feeling that they had some like love triangle thing in college, and ultimately Sue chooses Reed. Victor is super butthurt about that, and he might then discover the truth of the multiverse, maybe through the Darkhold or something else, and he goes to a different universe where he can find his own version of Sue. Okay? Because otherwise, Doom stays in 828, watches Sue and Reed get married, have children, do all the things they do, and then he leaves and goes and pursues that himself. Like, that's a little bit weird, right? So I would imagine they have their history in college. Doom makes some discovery about the multiverse. He leaves, goes to a different reality where Sue picks him. And then, therefore, he gains all of the resources from her family that Reed would have given or would have gained, and all the connections that she has, which is a big part of how they get funding and all of that. And instead, he creates the Baxter Building. Instead, he creates the Fantastic Four. I think Victor Von Doom was literally a key member of the Fantastic Four in some other universe. And then he loses his family. He loses that version of Sue. He loses that version of Franklin. And then he comes to this universe, the one where he's originally from. And he's going to be like, yo, I can't let this happen to your family, Reed, the way that it happened to my family, Reed. But actually, low-key, he's just trying to take Reed's family. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think is going on there. These reveals here, which are from D23, are pretty wild because you do have Doctor Doom seemingly, or one of his other people, or him from that universe before his accident. The cape certainly matches up with the post-credit scene. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you think? Zoom in on the mask beside Franklin. There's a face reflecting on it. What do you mean? This right here, a face reflecting on it. You're talking about like this right here? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Could be, maybe. Yeah. Could be, maybe. All right, let's see here. Expo City says, do you think it's possible Doom uses illusion magic to hide his big boss armor with the runes on it and just disguises himself as a wimp with a mask? I think that is possible, but I don't think it works for the story they're trying to tell. Doom has a coven of witches and wizards. Doom has convinced Reed Richards. Doom has convinced Captain America. Doom has convinced a lot of people that he's the only one that can save the multiverse. So he's beyond needing to pretend to be weak. I think he's pretending to be altruistic. He's going to present himself as strong because people need to feel that he's strong enough to actually solve this thing to bring the multiverse back. He's pretending that he cares about what they want and their particular universes. He wants to play God. He wants to control the universes. Does that make sense? Zoom in on the mask beside Franklin. There's a face in it. There could be a face in it, but it's like, what do we do with that? Stick says the suit is Doom. It's the same suit as the SDCC trailer where he has the superhero landing. You can see the chain on his shoulder in the trailer. Ooh, but wouldn't he have the chain on his shoulder either way? It's just either one or two, right? Or the chain would be between the two. Yeah. Oh, the post-credit scene is a time jump, obviously based on Franklin's age. Furniture change could just be the time jump. Doom is just visiting to warn them. That is, of course, possible, but I don't think so. Look at the mask with Franklin above other eyebrow. Look. Yeah, look, I get it. There's a face, like right there. I get it. But, like, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't... You want me to, like, zoom in crazy and then look at the smudges and try to decipher like what they are? Like, is that what we're doing here? Oh my God, you're right, Chad. I totally see it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Holy shit. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? His suit upgrades when he rips out Loki's heart? Oh, so you think he might have like 3 suits? Bro is blind? Guys, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about this face over here? That's RDJ? Kind of looks like RDJ. But why is it that reflection doesn't make any sense? That's clearly the face of the statue from Easter Island. Exactly. Duh. Yeah, it does kind of look like RDJ, doesn't it? Told you guys. 2 Victor Von Dooms. We did hear there were multiple Dooms. We did hear there were multiple Dooms. What if RDJ Doom shows up and he's like, what are you doing here, other version of me? And then the guy that's standing in front of him is like, well, now I'm his daddy. And then Doom's like, what? And then he kills him. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know what it means, guys. It could be that. It could be just some thing they have on the table. I don't know. Did you show the new suit already? I did. I did. What do you guys think of the new suit? I think this looks terrible. I think this is the worst Doctor Doom I've ever seen in my life. This is terrible. Stick says, look at the screenshot of when he lands and you'll see what I'm talking about on the chain on your shoulder. Yeah, or we can wait for the trailer and we'll talk about it tonight. If they drop the trailer tonight. I think they still got to drop the trailer right now. Drop the trailer right now, Feige. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at Eric Voss. He posted the TVA attacked by Doom. Okay, fine. Let's look at Eric Voss. It looks like Doctor Doom will attack the TVA in Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, that's been on all the leaks.
It's been damaged. Doctor Doom has attacked this place. He sacked it. I mean, any comment?
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's under control.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Rubble.
That's cool, though. Yeah, he's going to attack the... What? Dude, I told you guys they put Sue's line about Victor into the countdown. I told you that shit was real. Freaking chat. Try to tell me that shit wasn't real? Psh, come on, man. Did you see the Doom on the Throne pic? Yeah, now that's cool. Now that's coming from some pop-ups in the different movie theaters, yes? Oh, they got a blueprint of the expansion. That's cool. Oh, look at that. Mystique and Nightcrawler. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, listen, Linda. We got to figure out what these different Doctor Doom suits mean. That's either a Doom bot or some kind of version of Doom that doesn't have the swag and the aura that's needed. So hopefully that Doom is killed immediately. What do you guys think? By the way, all the leaks were real. Oh yeah, I mean, what do you think I've been doing for fucking 10 years, brother? Like, yeah, the leaks are usually real. There's things that change, but yeah, the leaks are real. R.I.P. Nightcrawler? I don't know about Nightcrawler, but Bucky's definitely gonna die. Sorry. What time is stream tonight? 9:30 p.m., baby. You know what sounds really nice for tonight? Espresso martinis. You guys ever had an espresso martini? Tony Stark doing the snap created Doom. I think there's something to that. I think there's something to that. Do you guys want me to go full on crazy schizo theorist with some crazy shit right now? Espresso martinis fuck hard, bro. Like, a couple espresso martinis. I'll even put my pinky out. Shit. All right, you guys want to get really... You guys want to get really weird with it? Should we get really weird with it? You make 1 million of them? You're a bartender? Moonlight Boogie? Well, where do you bartend? I'll come in and get one. I'll tip you. I'll give you a nice tip. The rabbit hole we go. Let's get weird.
Scriptura Malachim, the scripts of the angels.
Uh-oh. That was a little too weird. But we're still going to get weird. Don't worry. Don't worry. Language of the angels, huh? We can't play that on YouTube. Let's talk about magic. Let's talk about Doctor Doom. Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Let's start to speculate about some crazy things that Doctor Doom could be doing in this movie. Have you guys seen this image here? Do you know what this is, chat? This is apparently a book that one Victor Von Doom will utilize in the Doomsday film, and apparently this is potentially the Word of God. Not like the literal Word of God. I'm talking about the Marvel book, the Word of God here. Okay, so let's take a look at the image here, and then I want to look at the mural / poster that was also released with Victor Von Doom, because that may well be a sigil. We just had somebody in chat suggest that Tony Stark and the snap was actually the thing that created Victor Von Doom. I don't think it is, but it might have been the thing that allowed for different versions of Victor Von Doom to exist, or it might have been the thing that made RDJ's Doctor Doom realize that the multiverse was a lie. Okay, so let's take a peek at here. What do we see? Well, we obviously see some symbols at the top. You know, these seem to be these almost rune kind of binding rune kind of things here. They look very similar to the binding rune that is placed on Victor Von Doom's gauntlet, which we can see in the different trailers and whatnot. I also think it's kind of interesting that these crossing swords seem to represent an extension of that binding rune, which we also do see on his wrist as well. Okay, now there seems to be some kind of a figure here, and these are either like angel wings or demon wings of some kind, right? It's all encased within this circle, which is also something that you see in a lot of different esoteric magic beliefs. You can kind of see that there might even be another one of these sort of binding room octagonal shapes, or some kind of shape maybe underneath this figure in the background here. Below, you see these kind of tendrils or snake-like figures that seem to make up, let's say, the chaotic underworld or the underpinning of this thing here. So it's really quite interesting. You could think of this as the world tree, some kind of living being that's in the center, and then you have these tendrils or these snake-like figures or dragon-like beings that are at the bottom of this thing here. Okay, now it makes me think of a couple of different things, but if you pull up that poster, which let me get this pulled up here, give me 1 second, because I think I just had this pulled up because I was looking at this the other day. Let me just make sure. Sorry, I'll find the poster real quick. It's all over Twitter. We'll find the poster and we'll make this point. Ooh, girl. So, by the way, chat, Cryptic HD Quality just said, I'll pull this up for you. Cryptic said the one on the right is his first steps costume. So literally everything we just explained about that post-credit scene and the whole thing with Doom seems to be soft confirmed here by Cryptic. This is what he looks like when he shows up in First Steps, and he's likely going to have the accident. The accident will destroy his family and also scar his body, and so the suit on the left becomes the suit that keeps his body together. The power of these gauntlets, maybe even the runes on his suit, his things for his legs. This suit seems to be the one that's going to keep him alive and potentially tap him into more powers. The one from First Steps is the one on the right. Kind of interesting. Let me know what you think about that. Let me now pull up the Doomsday poster, though, and we'll finish off what we're really talking about here. Okay. So, this poster here is actually very similar to what is on the Word of God. They both have winged or angelic type things at the top, even though this image here, oh, that's not the right image. What the fuck? Is it this one? Even though at the top here, it's like, you know, you have to kind of like interpret there to be like winged beings here. It does still seem like there's kind of like winged or angelic kind of stuff going on at the top here. Then you have like the world tree, of course, and all of those sigils. You can kind of like, I don't know. I guess this image over here really looks like a wing. This looks winged. So yeah, some similarities there, okay? Then you have the circle in the center, and then you have the roots or chaotic, you know, underbelly kind of things going on here. And what a lot of people mention about this that's kind of interesting is you can see, I wonder who you think this is on the left here, some kind of wizard figure or somebody that's doing some magic, okay? And then on the right here, you see what looks to be Tony Stark snapping, okay? Pretty freaking interesting for sure. Doom in his new costume with mask off, standing in front of this poster, okay? Now, what I think could be going on here is that the Word of God is a book that talks about how to change reality. And I think it's playing off of old esoteric or mystical belief systems, which talk about the lower realms, the earthly realms, and then the higher or heavenly realms, okay? And there's a lot of alchemy and a lot of ancient magic that talks about that relationship between these different realms. It also talks about even the world potentially changing state and perhaps being destroyed by the tension between the lower and the higher realms. So whether it's like Ragnarok or Revelations or, you know, even some of the Eastern religions have different versions of this sort of mortal middle realm caught between the heavenly and the dark realms. There's an idea of using the tension of darkness and light to destroy and create. There's some magical systems and esoteric belief systems that believe that all matter is just transmuted, and that the alchemist understands that the destruction or the death of a thing is not the end, but rather a necessary step in transition that transmutes a thing from a certain state into another state, right? And so I almost like look at this poster as a sigil, okay? Interestingly, too, you can look and see that these lights here, they seem to have those runes on them, or at least part of those like binding runes that we also saw on Victor's hand, okay? Oh, can you see this? I just realized you might not be able to see this. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So those symbols look like those runes, okay? They're also right in the middle, or rather Doom is in the middle in between them. And so this looks to be like some kind of an altar. And so depending on how you're thinking of this, he's either standing before or standing at an altar, okay? And the way I kind of interpret this is Victor's version of a sigil that comes from his knowledge of the Word of God. And what he's really talking about here is the destruction of the old, the destruction of the world tree, and bringing things from the higher realms to somewhat have like what you would describe as heaven on earth, a realm that he creates, right? Like bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth, so to speak, right? And so if that's what it is, then all these roots and all this stuff over here is like either leftover from the dead branches of other multiversal trees, or Victor really views that as like lower realm destructive, non-important parts of the cosmos. And so that's kind of interesting. You could also extrapolate this to Nordic beliefs that at the roots of the world tree, you have not just the Norns weaving fate, but you also have a world serpent or a chaotic dragon that is gnawing at the roots of the world tree, sowing into the world tree chaos and destruction and ill-fitted fate. And maybe Doom views the roots of the world tree and even Tony's life on 616 as a perversion, as something that happened from a serpent or a chaotic figure that was gnawing at the roots of reality and creating a new version of reality that was like a bastardization of it, right? So this could be, rather than just a cool painting, this could be somewhat of a sigil. This is something that Victor has created to try to manifest or to have something to bounce his own energies and magical beliefs off of, to really create what he wants. It's similar to, we just want, not to like go all crazy and Warhammer-y here. Oh man, pull that over. It's actually a little bit similar to, we just watched some stuff on Warhammer Wednesday last week, and we talked about how the Emperor of Mankind actually painted this massive, technically sigil, which explained the enormity of his vision, of what he was trying to accomplish with the Great Crusade, what he wanted for humanity, what he was doing with the Primarchs. And in a similar way, that could be what this tapestry is. It's like a sigil for what Doom's real mission is, which is to create a world where he can have heaven on earth, where he can take the current reality and sort of turn it into a lower realm and have his vision for what the reality should be, his world there. And it does seem that this has to do with Sue Storm and Franklin Richards. He obviously wants his family back, and I think this is him sort of showing that, right? So yeah, I don't know, like the more I looked at the Word of God and saw the similarities between this and that poster, the more I was like, dang, like Victor could be creating this thing, creating this sigil out of the principles from alchemical magic that is ultimately like as deep and as old as the universe itself, possibly even beyond our own universe, right? And there's all these ideas of like, so what are the Eternals? What are the Celestials exactly? What is this dance between light and dark? Like, what actually are the elemental building blocks of reality as we know it? And are the principles and the exchange of energies that create that, are they fundamental in a way that they can be manipulated? Whether you're thinking of this through a scientific framework, or with Victor, I think he'll be thinking of it through a scientific and a magical framework. All of this does seem to track to a potential goal that he has. And you can't ignore the similarities between this, the runes that he has on his armor, the poster, and all of the leaks and rumors that we've heard with regards to what Doom's actual goal is. So what do you think, chat? You think it's way too crazy? You think I'm onto something? What do you think? Ooh, RDJ posted the poster on his Insta and it says nothing gets fixed gently. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Moonlight Boogie says, come to Harrisburg, homie, and I'll make you the best espresso martini with your Den of Nerds logo printed on it. Oh my God, that's an amazing offer. Thank you so much. Harrisburg's kind of far away, but I'll keep it in mind. R.A. Bricks and Wildlife says, much love from Singapore. Keep doing what you do. How exactly is Doomsday tying back to the OG Iron Man movie, which is something early leaks indicated? Well, we're not 100% sure. We're not 100% sure, but I think Doom might be able to at least see what was going on with Tony in 616, maybe through magic, maybe through dream walking, but I think that might be where it's at. Yeah. Thought you were going to sneak in some Warhammer terminology. I tried. I did my best. Lantern's at a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Josh, you nailed it, but it'd probably be like 10 seconds of the movie. Yeah, it's probably not a lot of it. And, you know, they don't want to get lost in the sauce. They don't want to get lost in the sauce on that sort of stuff, but I think you guys can see what I'm getting at, huh? Lantern's hype? I mean, I'll try it out on Sunday. I'll try it out. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let you guys know what I think Monday, but it'll have to be brief because we're going to have a lot of Marvel shit to talk about on Monday. In my opinion. In my opinion. Muslims will hate this? Why would Muslims hate this? I don't understand. I want to love Lanterns, but I swear to God, I'm out on the DCU if they really kill Hal. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Look, they could bring Hal back as Parallax, I suppose, and maybe that could be cool. But I think, yeah, like killing Hal this early is pretty whack, for sure. For sure. They released the first 5 minutes last night. I did see that, although I didn't watch it. I did not watch it. But I'll check it out on Sunday for sure. Do we think Ghost Rider and T'Challa Jr. are coming in Doomsday, and that's why they announced both of those? I highly doubt it, brother. Maybe more Secret Wars. There's room for them there. Maybe at the very end of the movie, though, in that third act. Maybe. It seems like that third act of Doomsday is ripe for some really crazy cameo shit. So, yeah, we'll see. We shall see. I tell you who really won't, and we got a couple of Muslim fans in here that are like, what's this guy talking about? But the Sufis, man, they certainly would not hate this at all. I find a lot of the stuff from the Sufis to be beautiful, man, and really resonant with me. But then again, I'm sort of like, I believe in that Gnostic Hermeticism, you know, kind of stuff. How much do you think Doomsday does the box office if it gets a 99, 98 on Rotten Tomato? I don't think that'll matter as much. I think literally people just need this shit to be over 80. I think if Doomsday is in the 80s on Rotten Tomato, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, even if it's in the 70s, I think people will go nuts for it because I don't think people are looking for like Citizen Kane, you know, like I'm just going to be honest. I actually think a lot of people are going to be surprised at the emotional depth that this movie has and at how challenging it is to its audience. But it's literally being sold as Doom's really fucking scary and everybody's fucked. Like, do you know what I mean? So I don't think that's bad. Like, I think you sell it on that for sure. Faux show. I don't resonate. What does that mean? When is the new trailer dropping? I need that sheet. Yeah, I don't know. It should be out by now. But here's the thing. They literally just said tickets are on sale with a new poster. I think that's ridiculous. But I guess they could announce the trailer tonight, and then throughout the weekend they could blast TV spots with the new trailer and be like, you know, tickets on sale or something like that. So I don't know, man. I don't get to make these decisions. I don't think it makes any sense that the trailer's not out already, frankly, and I'm a little bit biffed that it isn't. What do you say to that? I think Doomsday does $1 billion. I literally misread that, and I thought you said 8 billion, and I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Resonating with the Sufi stuff. Yeah, different strokes, different folks, man. Different strokes, different folks. But it resonates a lot with me. I love the whirling dervish dances, man. Those whirling, what are they called? I think they're called that's what they're called, the whirling dervish or whatever. And that all comes from like a Sufi tradition, does it not? You ever seen them? And it's really interesting how there seems to be within that dance 2 rotating forces of energy happening conversely, maybe. And there could be something perhaps to that. I think it's cool. I smashed the like button. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for smashing the like button. How cool of you. How cool of you. Well, you're in a stream chat, so don't talk about things that aren't easy to talk about in chat if you're in a chat. It all traces back to the same circulation of story around a similar geographical location. Yeah, maybe. Tarantino would make a Kang movie. What? Tarantino making a Kang movie? Chat, that's maybe one of the wildest things I've ever heard. That is one of the wildest things I ever heard, huh? Man, I would love to believe that. I'd love to be in a position where I could honestly throw it into a chat that Tarantino would do a Kang project. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, dude, imagine the slurs. My God. My God, Chad. I don't know if that was a great pick there. I guess I am wearing the Pulp Fiction shirt, but still. Yeah, chat's pretty wild today. Well, you guys got some wild energy, man. You guys got some wild energy in the chat. Okay, guys, well, I don't think we're getting this trailer. How long have we been streaming for? About 2 hours? So, chat, I think we'll call it there. I'm like confused. I guess I could drop. I guess I'll try to drop a couple of clips in the afternoon today, just in case people miss the stream. But really, it's all about tonight. It's all about the stuff that'll happen tonight. And we'll be live at 9:30. There should be a good bit of stuff to react to. There's a decent chance we get our first look at Starfighter tonight. Star Wars Starfighter. Pretty interesting. I mean, the most shocking outcome there would be I like it, and I'm excited about it. So maybe that'll happen. Ahsoka Season 2, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they say something. I'm not sure. And then, of course, the Marvel stuff, you know, maybe some Vision Quest, which we didn't even talk about the new character that's revealed for Vision Quest, probably the original Human Torch, the Android version. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit more tonight if we get the actual trailer. Vision Quest, we probably get some Doomsday stuff tonight. Maybe the trailer released publicly. I don't know. I just can't, like, really? They're going to drop it at 10 p.m.? I mean, I'll be here for it. I'll be very excited. I would like that. I guess it could happen. But the real big thing, of course, is the X-Men casting. Oh, chat, I can't wait to see how mad half of you get. Okay, real quick, before we get out of here, what's the X-Men announcement that could happen tonight that will make you lose your mind and get really, really angry? Just share. You're in a safe space. You know what I mean? We're not going to show your boss that you said this shit. You're not going to get fired. So, chat, what's the announcements that happened tonight that'll get you to lose your mind, bro? Noah Shep? Yeah, dude, people would lose their mind. I've never seen the internet turn against a potential casting so much. Dude, poor Noah Schlepp or whatever his name is, huh? Like, man. They really took his thing and the coming out of the closet thing. They took that way too far, bro. They like ruined this dude's career. Crazy. The Rock comes out, that'll be, I know, if The Rock comes out, my hair on my balls will stand up and on my arm. Amanda Sternberg is star. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time, as Obi-Wan would say. Cynthia, yeah. I definitely agree. I think if the Cynthia stuff happens, I mean, I'm just gonna have to try to keep it together. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll have a pretty bad reaction if that's the case. I don't think that's gonna happen though, because even if she is cast, I don't think they're gonna announce it tonight. If she is cast, she's cast through Coogler. She's cast for that movie. And I just don't see it, man. I just really don't see it. Rossi says, I bet the X-Men casting is about as cool as Star Wars. Psh. Psh. Bro, all you Star Wars fans got left is triggering me about Heather. You know what I mean? That's all you got, bro. Watch the film Baraka if you like the Sufi vibes, yo. Hey, send me that on the DMs, man. I'll definitely check that out. You know? And look, it's all love. It's all love, man. You know, different strokes, different folks. The problem with, like, you know, religion and shit is everybody just takes it so seriously. You know, it didn't used to be like that. Early Christianity was far more mystical, and they believed in more things about, you know, syncrests and similarities between different religions and whatever. I think we used to be more chill about this shit. But I also understand that for some people, it's like even saying that is heresy. Didn't John Hamm advocate for Sinister a role a while ago? I really don't remember. I don't think so. I mean, I think John Hamm as Sinister would be great, but I can't really recall him lobbying for the role. Can you guys? I don't think so. Lizzo Storm. Yeah, that would be all-time bad. That would be pretty bad, bro. I wish Josh Hartnett was Mr. Sinister. Hartnett would be great. Hartnett would be great. Heather was in Star Wars and ruined that shit. Oh, yeah, she was. I forget. She was in The Acolyte. She fucked your shit up. You know, you never should have let her near that. It's not just Christians that act that way. They all do. Yeah, I think so. I do think so, yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis as Rogue. Oh, dude, but does he have the ass for it? You know, he's an incredible actor, but let's be real. Is he caked up? Because I don't think he is. Taylor Swift as anybody. Yeah, that would be terrible. Yeah, that would be terrible. Hot take. I like The Acolyte. That is pretty hot take. That is a pretty hot take. Josh as Rogue. Yeah, you wish. I actually need to work on my ass muscles. I'm starting to get that old man thing where your ass starts to disappear. You ever notice that like most old guys look like a frog, or you pull out the legs? Like there's literally like just no ass there. I'm kind of fighting against that myself. And it's like I don't want to get a BBL, you know? It's like you know, I don't necessarily want to get the BBL. Maybe we just do some more exercises. You know, it's always a struggle. A BBL for DDL? Nice. Wait, hold on. Turn around and let us see. That's not available publicly. That's only for paying members. On my OnlyFans. Set leak on Twitter. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. The Nerve Avengers would pay for it? Yeah, maybe. Den of No Ass? I know, right? The only thing saving Star Wars is Darth Jar Jar. My God. My God. My girl could play Storm. She's a baddie. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This happened to me a week ago, and I was like, should I even talk about this or not? And I was like, I think people would think I'm super weird if I talk about this, but fuck it. Here we go. About a week ago, I'm in BBL before Unity. Is crazy, dude. Okay, what if I do a big Unity update and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry it's taken so long. I'm sorry we're years behind. Okay, but your money did go to a great place, and then I show off the BBL. That'd be incredible. But anyway, listen, this happened to me about a week ago. I'm in the gym, dude, and I literally see one of like the most stunning, beautiful black woman I've ever seen in my life. Like literally, I couldn't stop looking at her. Okay. And I mean, she was fine, bro. Like, and just like super dark, like that Nubian, like beauty skin, facial features, like fucking crazy. She was in the gym and you could tell she's in there a lot. It was so crazy that like I was like trying to take a picture. I felt like I felt like a total weirdo. I was thinking about going up to her and being like, "Oh, hi, yeah, no, I'm just an admiring white boy, and I'd like to. Can I take a picture with you and tell everybody that you should be Storm and shit like that?" I didn't end up doing it or whatever, but like it was literally, I thought it was so funny because, you know, we've been talking a lot about this Storm thing, and it literally was like, bro, there's a lady at my gym that's the perfect Storm. Like I kind of, you know, those memes of like your average girl at Starbucks is better looking than a Hollywood actress or whatever. Like like I kind of wanted to show you guys like I'm telling you, it was a thing, bro. It was a thing. And every time I go into the gym now, I'm like, you know, I'm looking for her or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. Married man with 2 kids. Yeah, but the thing is, I told my wife about this. Because my wife is an admirer of beautiful women as well. So I actually have such a beautiful marriage that I came home and was able to literally talk about it with my wife, and we were both like, yeah, you know. So it is what it is. We've got an incredibly happy marriage. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. On a scale from Cynthia to 10, she was a 10, bro. She was actually probably one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever seen, straight up across all races, shapes, types. And she's probably like, I don't know if she's like one of the most beautiful people I've seen like in person. I was like stunned. I was truly stunned. She was stunning. Maybe if I see her in the gym, maybe next time I'll have a little more courage. Because I already told you guys about it. So maybe if I see her again, I'll try to snap a pic or something. I'm telling you guys, it's a thing. It was a fucking thing. It was a thing. Yeah, she was hot. Maybe you hate James Gunn because you see yourself. It's still save yourself like Heather. God damn it, dude. You know, Chat, do you think? Hi, I'm his wife and I approve this message. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? When you find the right one, okay, your life can be really, really good. There's this belief that like marriage makes it worse. Not if you marry the right one. My life's real good. Okay, anyway, let's leave it there. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Of course, appreciate all the support. We will be live tonight at my bedtime. I can't believe it, but we will be live tonight. I'm gonna have to take a nap of some kind. Hopefully we actually get that trailer tonight. I think we'll get a lot either way. Maybe Star Wars will surprise me, and you Star Wars fans will get off my fucking back about it. And then, of course, I think we'll get the X-Men casting. I think that's dope as hell. I'm really excited. Really excited for that shit. So, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And as I always say, I hope you, that's right, you. Wait, no.
The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences.
Turn it up. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Raji says, I get 10 days off before Christmas. Can you do a subathon again? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, bud. We'll see. All right. Peace out, guys. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man. Another happy landing, even though Marvel don't give no love. No trailer, no love. It doesn't matter, we made our own fun. And we'll be back tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I think we're gonna have a good ass time tonight, man. I'm excited. Hope to see you there. If you can't make it, maybe check it out on the replay. It's gonna be juicy, man. The X-Men casting. Everybody wants to know. Who's it gonna be? Will we like it? Will there be fights breaking out in the halls at D23? Will our Discord be saying the most outlandish, ridiculous shit about these different actors and actresses? Oh my God, I kind of feel bad for them. Please don't go into our Discord if you're an actor. Holy shit. But it's okay. Because you're a group of wild, savage nerds. But you're my savage nerds. And I accept you for who you are. But also be better. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you later. Do me a couple favors on your way out. Number one, open up your third eye. And then wash out your stinky butt. Okay, bye.